make no mistake about it, this campaign will send Donald Trump packing. This campaign is taking off. Join us.
But we're going to win because the people understand it is our campaign, our movement, which is best positioned to defeat Trump.
The race for the biggest prize on Super Tuesday will not officially be called in California until April 3rd. As of now, Senator Bernie Sanders holds a big lead over Joe Biden to capture most of the 415 delegates up for grabs. So we want to welcome back our panel, Larry Powell, Gary Bredefeld, Abigail Solis. So Abigail, I'm going to start with you because this is your party, the Democratic Party here. It's now down to 2. Elizabeth Warren drops out here. And they asked us to vote early here in California, right? A lot of the candidates dropped out early on the eve of Super Tuesday. Were voters cheated at all because they went to the polls early, maybe?
You know, I think it's been an interesting process. We started off with some great women in the race, right, like Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren. And so we got to the point where we all know that not everyone can make it all the way. We are now with 2 great candidates. Both candidates have spent their entire careers, working for the American people, and both of them would make great presidents. So I'm confident that moving forward, we have 2 solid candidates so that we can win in the general election.
Larry, I'll come to you. We've been talking about the vote numbers, and really for the presidential primary here, not a lot of Democrats voted statewide.
It was a low turnout, but I think it was a foregone conclusion that Bernie probably was going to win. You've got to go back a few weeks because Biden was just dropping off. And when that win came in South Carolina, it energized that whole thing. He won the entire South all the way across on Super Tuesday, but it was South Carolina that changed the dynamic of the election and probably affected the other candidates a huge amount because those who walked in to vote voted overwhelmingly for Biden and the Democratic side. So when you take a look at it, that South Carolina win changed everything for the Democrats.
How does, Gary, obviously you're favorable Trump supporter.
Absolutely.
Okay. So how does this look to you as California came out to vote on Super Tuesday?
Mark my words. You have Bernie Sanders, who's a socialist/communist who loves Fidel Castro and dictators. You have Joe Biden, who has a lot of cognitive problems, and it's serious. We see it every time he talks. Against this guy who's got a record of such accomplishment. Throughout the primaries, throughout all the other states.
President Trump has not always said the right things at the right time.
Of course not, but he speaks truth, and he's got a record, and he's going to run on a total accomplishment. And I don't think there's much excitement about Biden or Sanders. In all throughout the country, Trump, without campaigning, has set records.
Abigail,
I think we could all review that. Obviously, Bernie Sanders has a strong campaign. He's been able to turn out Latino voters, millennial voters like no one else really has in history. So his movement is strong, and I think that's something that needs to be considered. But I do want to say that, we have 2 candidates on the ballot that have not ever been known to degrade women, to insult handicapped people. So both of those candidates would be better than Trump.
What we have is a socialist who promises everything that's going to be free. It's all a lie. Somebody pays the bill. He's fooled a lot of people, and this guy is in love with dictators. And Joe Biden has 40 years of record of accomplishing very, very little. And he says, I'm now going to fix it after 40 years. Vote for me.
I think we have an opportunity to vote for somebody who believes that we should all have health care, believes that we should all have good paying jobs, and the Democratic candidate would give us that.
I want to move on because we got a lot to talk about. I want to go to District 16. We heard from Esmeralda Soria, not throwing in the towel really, but I think the writing is on the wall there. What do you think she learned from this, Larry?
Well, I think she learned that you have to have a much more regional approach to things rather than just a city council position. When you're focusing on what she has to do, which is very, very local, you have to reach out in multiple ways to get beyond Fresno County, beyond the city, beyond the county, into Madera and Merced. And that's a tough thing to do while you're working for the city. It's very difficult. I think that's the biggest thing she learned.
Gary, Esmeralda, I know you work with her almost daily, and you talk with her almost daily. I think she was a little, I don't know. I don't know if I really got the sense she was deflated. She seemed very upbeat, though, with her spirits, knowing what happened. But do you think she is going to make another run at this?
I don't know. Look, she's a strong advocate for the people that she represents. I don't think she made the case of why She should be selected over Jim Costa. I'll tell you, there's a lot of reasons why Jim Costa ought to be replaced, but I don't think she made the case for that. And I think, frankly, that that ad that he put out where she was endorsing him several years before that was devastating.
Yeah, well, that was devastating. You said you knew the guy that actually put out that ad.
That was a very strong ad. But at the end of the day, both Esmeralda Soria and Jim Costa are great community leaders. They've done great work for the Central Valley. But we know that with 2 Democrats and 1 Republican in the race, it was really hard for both to advance to the ball.
Real quick, Esmeralda said people want to see a change with Jim Costa. Was that what you're hearing within your party?
Definitely the people who supported Esmeralda Soria are much more progressive than those who typically support Jim Costa. And again, we do have those Bernie Sanders voters, people who do want to see a more progressive candidate. And I think that they were right for supporting Esmeralda Soria over Jim.
I want to go to District 21 real quick now. We saw David Valadao have a big lead over TJ Cox. I get it's the primary. We're going to have a rematch here between these two. This is the last congressional race that completed the blue wave in 2018. But is it a telltale sign of what we'll see in November?
I think Valadao is a very tough candidate. I think he's come back somewhat humbled and also much more determined. Sometimes you get into those offices and you just think people are going to vote for you and you're going to be there for a long time. You can never take it for granted. I think he did a little bit. He's running full force right now, and it's going to be a tough. Plus, I don't know what Cox has done that anybody could tell us, you know, in the general public. Now, pundits can tell us a lot, and folks who are in on candidates and know what's going on. But when I talk to people, they can't tell me one thing that Cox has done in the last 2 years.
Gary, obviously, you know, this is a race that was very close last time. Is it close this time again?
Well, it hasn't been. You saw the numbers. He was in the top 50s. Cox was in the 30s. I think people came to learn more about TJ Cox after he was elected. A lot of problems in terms of his background. And people who, 5,000 Republicans didn't vote last time, are now coming out, and David is really working hard. I think he's going to return back to Congress as he should.
Absolutely not. This this race will be determined in November.
Yes.
We saw something very similar happen, you know, in the last primary, right, where TJ's numbers were really low. But like we mentioned earlier, Democrats come out to vote in the general, and when they come out, they're going to vote for TJ Cox.
So you're saying this is not a telltale sign, and you're saying that TJ Cox, even though he raises money out of district, not a problem?
I think that people are very pleased with the performance that TJ Cox has, you know, everything he's accomplished over the last couple of years. He's always in the Central Valley. He's seen here all the time. And, you know, there's a reason why he beat Valadao a couple of years ago, and he's going to do it again.
All right. Thank you guys very, very much. Good spirited conversation.
Good to be with you.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, school bond measures not measuring up. Several school districts still watching and waiting to see how the numbers will fall to help modernize their campuses.